Alrighty, folks, we are back with more Dark Tide. So, who are you, what are you, and to celebrate World Typing Day, what's your favourite word to type? Starting with, let's start with Tom.
Hello, it's me, Tom. Which character am I on now? Yes.
The Warden one.
A human, rogue-ish, I guess. Has a crossbow and all the roguey stuff like dodge roll and lockpicking stuff. And is fairly sort of doesn't suffer fools, shall we say. There is a certain amount of, you do something stupid that's going to get us killed, you're dead to me. Sorry, but you're dead to me.
Vargas is dead to him.
Vargas is dead to me. You're alive, but you're dead to me. Because I'm pretty sure you did something. What was it? Was it like you peeked behind a big boulder or something?
Yeah.
And we were like, nah, that's a trap.
Herlock.
Yeah.
It seemed a little weird to have a screaming something as a trap, I'll be honest. Like, did they know they would be coming in here? They were just screaming in the middle of a cave for like a day.
No, they were.
They're just having fun.
The army was fighting against another. They were having a battle, but they were protecting this area, and they believed that it was part of their power.
Again, it still feels like, oh, we are expecting someone to come today, so let's scream all morning until someone comes up. I don't know, that was my thought process.
No, they're just singing. Badly.
You know, I accept that reasoning, yeah.
So, what's your favourite word to type, Tom?
Favourite word to type? Probably my password. I've gotten really good at it.
I take it then we're not going to ask you for it then.
No, but it's...
Okay, so if anyone's good at touch typing and working out what that can be, where you go.
I've just booted up something. Because I was typing with my desktop. Okay, well, we'll work out what that is when it starts to smell. Carry on.
Alright, Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy. I play Ruth Yosef, our Dalish healer and grumpy elf. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite word to type. I have a hated word to type, which is definitely because I can never spell it. Never.
I see. Okay.
And every time I have to spell it, I spend 5 minutes just going, oh, as I try and type it out.
That's fair. At first, I get lectured from people because I apparently spell penguin wrong, but I don't care.
Penguin.
Apparently.
Well, they can't be as angry as at you as Benedict Cumberbatch because he can't even say penguin. And he did a documentary about penguins.
I really should have checked that first, shouldn't I? Penguin.
Alright, let me have Eden.
Hello, I'm Eden. My character is Wraith, Tevinter Mage and Mortician, attempted reviver of various horses, and bad aim with a fireball. And typing words, I have to type a lot for work, so when it comes to like a favorite word, I think for work purposes, no is a fantastic one. I love to use that one. That's great. Can you do this for me? Nope. Nope, not happening today. Sorry.
I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair enough. Alright, then we have Rowan.
Hello, I am Rowan, and I am playing Juniper, who is, well, basically this.
Oh, hang on. 1 second. I've accidentally frozen the stream by daring to click the... There we go. Back.
Yeah, cool. And, favourite word to type? Not so sure. Least favourite word to type? Incontinence. I have to type it so much, and my phone auto-predicts anytime I write the word in. It becomes incontinence on my phone.
That's using the word a lot then.
Yeah, I mean, I have to write up all the logs on my phone for every house, which can be 12 a day, 15 a day, 25 a day. And usually it pops up once or twice.
Yeah.
Favorite word to type? Probably just nah. You can just do a lot of different A's and H's on it, and it can be very expressive. I
Couple
like
of
that.
punctuation marks. Yeah. Fair enough. Right, and finally we have Mr. Helking.
Hey, I'm Helging, and I'm playing Fergus, the currently being stuffed Muppet. And he's had a few rough tumbles currently, but I'm sure he'll make up for it in this session, hopefully. As long as I don't do anything dumb, which is probably. Favorite word to type? Since I'm a writer, usually I don't really think of single words. I just instinctively write hundreds of words, one after another, clicking space between them, so I don't really tell things as individual words. But the words that I just kind of write out is my username and things, which has a nice little circle rhythm on the keyboard, and also kill, 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 kill. Yeah, that works.
Great. So, what happened last time?
Shenanigans.
We had a successful mission.
We did.
We did. We all
successful.
survived.
Yeah.
And we
No body parts got dismembered.
nope.
No.
We had a bit of a rough start with poor Fergus,
Yeah.
but we actually pulled off an explosion and managed to get alive.
We did a good job of cutting off their reinforcements,
Yeah.
and hopefully the squadron,
I can't remember.
division, battalion, whatever, of Grey Wardens should be able to mop up the Dark Spawn, and yeah. We did a good.
I think that
We all
sums it up.
lived.
We all lived, and that's the important part. Alright, so we'll carry on from there.
That we all lived.
Okay, so you all return from your job of basically exploring this cavern and trying to find out what the how the Darkspawn were getting in, if there was a hole or not, by exploding the tower. That's all fine. So you come back, and you have a couple of days of just sort of getting used to your new surroundings. And over those days, you notice there's a couple of riders keep turning up throughout the day and going to speak to Yevon. And occasionally, in the sort of quieter times of the day, you can hear Yevon screaming "fuck off" very loudly to someone. And this is becoming more of a regular occurrence as the days go by. And as you see, and as the morning wakes up, you get a note from one of the sort of small servants to go and speak to Yevon. You watch as another man in very obvious finery, sort of dark finery, leaves the tent that Yevon was in after you've heard yet another "fuck off" coming very loudly from within. As you walk in, Yevon looks quite obviously stressed. He tells you that he's sorry if he's not himself, but he needs to try and sort the war that's going on now and trying to take back the port city. He's not sure if he's got enough Grey Wardens to do it, but you'll get to your joining shortly. But you could tell something's really wrong, and he seems distracted. What do you do? Oh, sorry.
Alright, boss, where you want us next?
Where's Fergus actually?
I think Fergus has been restuffed over the course of the past couple of days you've had off.
Yeah, you're in recovery, so you're out of surgery and in recovery.
Yeah, I like to think he's probably mostly stuffed except his neck, so it's it's just hanging off the side of his body.
Yeah, Ruth couldn't find enough stuffing for it.
Yeah, so he's just kind of like, imagine his full body just like patiently like twiddling his feathers together, and his head's just hanging off the side, like blinking, like patiently.
Ruth's just not going to look at him. He's looked at him enough lately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's far too disconcerting for Wraith to be like, similarly like, side-eyeing every now and again, just like catching a glance at me like, ooh.
I think like once he tried to like helicopter his neck back into shape, like. And
Ruth's just like, don't do that. You'll injure yourself more.
I could, yeah. I'm getting dizzy anyway. I could go.
Yep, we're just going to have to wait until we get more supplies, or someone finds more cushions. But we've used all the cushions we could get.
You can
You'll
use
just
a
have to
stick.
make do.
Okay. I'll find a stick.
I wanted. Let me.
Sorry.
Let me look. Yevon, have you had much sleep lately?
As much as I'm gonna ever get, I think, guy. But the war's not going great against the Darkspawn there. The numbers are growing by the day. We've not been able to knock their foothold off from this port city. And he just looks down the map. You can tell he's just physically exhausted. At this point, you hear I wish to speak to the Warden Commander. And you just see Yevon just go, oh, no, I can't. At this point, a sort of very tall, thin man in quite elaborate black finery walks in with two robed figures with him, with their hoods up. He goes, I wish to speak to you about the thing we talked about last time. And Yevon just goes, look, no, just go away. I have no interest. Go away. He goes, no, you don't understand the things that the Winter Empire could offer you. And he holds his hand up and goes, snaps his fingers. The two robed figures drop their robes to reveal two completely naked elves with dog collars on. And Yevon goes, are they here to join the Grey Wardens? If not, fuck off with them.
I love Yevon so much.
Yeah, agreed. He feels like the only person we've met who is sensible, smart, and straightforward.
That's not trying to.
Well,
I just want to win the war.
And go home and have a rabbit pie.
the man in the fight, they are now yours. They will do any fantasy you wish. Just remember our offer. I don't care. I'm no doing this. Take them and get to fuck. Like, no, they are yours. They will do anything you want. Go. Fun. And the two of them start walking towards him and start rubbing his shoulders, and Yevon's just like, I'm going to kill them.
Done.
I'm going to kill them.
Fergus, why did you escort the ladies outside to get them some attire?
Oh yes. Come over here. Now look, I know it's a really tough situation you're in, but we're used to killing slave masters, so it'll be done by the end of the day. Come on.
I like the idea that he's just slung his head or his neck around one of their shoulders. It's like and the other and one wing for the other, so he's got a wing to gesticulate with, you know.
Yeah. He just ushers them out to the room.
As they leave, you see Yevon returning to what he was working on before, and you can just see he's just a ball of anger right now.
Ruth's just gonna look at Wraith and be like, "Your countrymen, I assume."
Yes, and unfortunately, not much I can do about it. Not my choice of ways, as you might have gathered from my being in these lands. But, well, Yevon, what are these men doing here, talking to you? What business do they have bringing you slaves?
I have had multiple interviews with many magisters. This has been the 7th magister who has sent me information, wanting me to, how about we just describe it as they want me to raise an army and go retake Orzammar.
Oh, just like that.
For the simple reason is that the Winter Empire needs its lyrium.
But
it doesn't matter that we're fighting a fucking war. It matters that the Devinter Imperium gets its lyrium. I have been sent money, I have been sent slaves now, I have been sent dwarven mead, which is not made by dwarves. I have been sent multiple things by multiple magisters who all claim that they would make my life very nice if I just took the army that's here and marched it over to Orzammar and got it back. And I'm sick of these bastards turning up.
You'd think they could sort out their own problems.
You'd think so, but apparently the lyrium deliveries from Orzammar drying up in the last 2 years has been more than a problem for the Devinter Empire.
Sucks to be
Ruth,
them.
like actually quietly thinking for a second. You could send a sniper party and quietly attack and then retreat, and then they'll be distracted for the army here to possibly.
I don't think the army here has any link to Orzammar, plus it would be fighting on two fronts. We've already got a good enough wall separating us from the rest of the Darkspawn down south. I don't really want to go back there. Especially when how fucking fierce they're fighting here.
One might say not to look a gift horse in the mouth. They're sending resources at the very least. Perhaps you could assign one of your men to deal with these people and perhaps gather their resources and send them on their way, make a few promises that you might not keep. I
told them that if they want to send me a small army, that would probably help out. And I got replies with, we could send you an army of slave elves. And I was like, I don't care about slave elves. If they can't wield a sword, they're no use to me. That didn't stop them sending me fucking 50 elves. And they were in the battalion.
Please, my people used as cannon fodder. I love it so much.
Oh, you remember yesterday that wave of people that came in from the battlefield? You know, the ones with no arms. That was them. None of them can fucking fight.
Excuse me, I have to go and visit an elf. Ruth's just gonna go walk to the infirmary for a bit because he needs to calm down. He's like, I'm gonna go hunt this magister down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you pass by Fargus and the two elf slaves having tea.
Fergus, I hope you find them clothes.
Oh, yes, of course.
Find those first.
Yes, okay.
Then tea.
Okay.
God.
They just seem to feel thirsty, I'm sorry.
Mythal, protect me, for God's.
I forget, some people have clothes, I only have feathers.
What's Juniper doing? I dare I ask what Juniper is doing?
So little paws went right on my fucking knee. Twice.
Ooh.
Cheeky.
Because she was doing the bap. So I'm like, oh, okay, play. You're very, very cute. And then, and what the muted mic didn't pick up was me going, ow, you little fuck. I see you over there doing your happy little slow brinks. Are you pleased with yourself? Are you pleased with yourself? Okay, roll around, you're very cute. All is forgiven.
That didn't take long.
Sorry, my family's calling me. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, catch you in a bit. Oh dear. What about the other Juniper? What does our Juniper make of all this?
I don't think she's been paying attention, quite frankly.
She's been watching like a bit of rope swinging in the breeze.
A shaft of light through a window.
Yeah.
Basically that. For the last 10 minutes, her eyes are vacant.
Okay. So it's Wraith and what was your character's name again, Tom? Sorry.
Anna Schwartz, was it?
Yes.
And Anna's an established Grey Warden, so now Wraith is kind of like the only group member left with Yevon. So he's now going to kind of befuddled. Well, Yevon, what do you want to do about all of this? I mean, you've sent us on enough tasks. I must admit, I don't follow the ways of my countrymen, and, well, it may be something of a pleasure for Ruth, at least, or something of a catharsis to go and get this man that just came in here and dumped these slaves on you.
Well,
I may be an established Grey Warden. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm like, you know.
You're a junior Grey Warden.
Yeah, I've joined up. And you know, I'm
You've
handy
had
with
your
a
joining,
crossbow,
you've joined up, but you're
and I've been on a handful of missions here, there, and everywhere. But I'm not, you know, like yes, this is clearly General Lieutenant Colonel.
he's no Tristan.
No, no one could
No
be
one could be a
Tristan.
Tristan.
No one can beat
Oh, we
Tristan.
did.
I'm not he because I will never be him.
At this point, Yevon just sort of sighs loudly and goes, "Wait, you are the Vinter, aren't you? How about you go and talk to them, see if you can explain the predicament and maybe get them to stop bothering me. That would be wonderful."
Oh, I can try my best, but I must admit, I'm not really one that fit in back home, and my ways certainly don't fit in with theirs. I doubt that words are going to have much sway, but I can try.
Well, anything you could do would be appreciated.
Juniper looks over, makes eye contact, and raises the knife.
Maybe.
You can just see the Evans looking, going, "I could just tell her. I could just tell her to kill him."
I could just tell her not to, and she'll do it anyway.
Take a knife to the knee.
Several
to be a
small
slave
knives
master.
to the knee.
Used to be a slave master, and then I took a voyage to the knee.
She's got that little gold-plated dagger from the Secret Santa on her collar now.
Aww.
Because it's pretty blunt. So it just sits there like this.
Adorable.
You don't like your collar, I know that.
Yeah, we tried to put collars on our cats. That didn't last long.
Well, on that note, then, Wraith will kind of give a head motion towards Juniper, towards the door, look to Anna and go, would you be coming with us? I don't know if you've been assigned to our little group here. And then he looks over to Yevon for approval.
I take Anna with you, yeah. They kind of know what's vaguely going on, I guess. They might know where they are. They're over at the sort of, they've made their little camp by the edge along with the other 6 or 7 ones that have just arrived. And if you see any more of them arriving, just, I don't know, lie to them. I don't care. And he just goes back to his work.
Well, let's get after that man then. He can't have gotten far out of the door.
I do have tracking, I think. If that helps in a busy camp, you know, military camp, which it probably doesn't. But
Yeah. By
If we
this
rush out, can we see him if we rush out of the tent? Like, is he off in the
You rush
distance
out of the
somewhere?
tent. You can't see him immediately, as it has been a little bit of time, but you can see his obvious shoe prints because of the difference in. As a Tevinter, you recognise the difference in obvious shoe quality from a Tevinter person to the sort of usual begrudging soldier.
just some chumps like us.
Yeah. So as you begin to wander off, we'll go back to Ruth, who is currently in the infirmary. What are you doing here, Ruth?
I am checking about to see if there are any injured elves.
There are many injured elves.
Ruth is gonna go over and start treatment because he's pissed. He's fucking pissed. It's just like the bloody wraith one isn't so bad, but the fucking rest of them can rot.
Some people would go to rage rooms. Others go to infirmaries and help.
He's a healer. That's what he does.
Yeah, I just like the idea that he angrily
Angrily healing.
Yes, angrily hearing. Like he has no bedside manner at all. He's just like silently treating patients.
I do like the enemies to begrudgingly tolerating each other to kind of friends maybe if you squint, like road trip we're on.
Bit of mutual respect at this point, maybe.
It's like Roger Rabbit and the cop. I can't remember his name.
Eddie.
Eddie. It makes me feel that. No, that's me. That's Ruth and Fergus. It's like that's what Ruth and Fergus are. But Ruth and Wraith are kind of like Lethal Weapon duo. I think.
Yeah, gotta get to know each other and eventually find some kind of level.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, can I roll to see if I find any good clothes in this camp, or are there any good clothes?
We'll just have you acquire clothes, and every time Ruth walks by and sees Fergus with these, they're wearing like completely mismatching different clothes that.
It's
Ruth doesn't care as long
it's
as
a
naked things are
military
covered. He's
camp,
like, I don't want to
right?
see.
I kind of
it's
wanted
a
to roll
military
to
camp.
see.
There's gonna be clothes to acquire
Yeah. I know.
from the dead.
I kind of wanted to roll because I wanted to see if I could just find something stupidly expensive, and they go like, "Where did you find that?" I don't know.
Oh, I just like the idea that you just stole clothes out of like the sort of military bin.
He stole it from the Tevinters.
Yeah, like the Tevinter, the infirmary bin of just clothes that have been like cut off people and stuff. I've just been like, yeah, these will do.
I wanted to not.
Clothes is clothes.
Ruth's just like horrified.
No,
What the fuck are you doing?
I can't say that isn't out of character. But nah, I just get them some pretty dresses. It's more of a wholesome Fergus this time, not a silly one.
Right. Okay.
They just he teaches them to dance in the corner after getting them the dresses.
Ow!
Just like,
You are a little fucking menace. Fuck her. This is why you actually bleed, you little shit.
we heard it that time.
Yeah, we did.
I'm actually fucking bleeding.
Hey,
I live with this creature.
3 times the
live with a
charm.
demon.
I mean, if you want a comparison, I live with this.
Very cute. Very happy for you. I've got a bleeding leg.
My cat bit through my mum's hands. Just straight through. That was fun.
Oh, Jesus. No, you're not doing it again. That is actually bleeding and actually smearing down my leg. You absolute turd muffin.
Oh, all right.
Excuse us for a few moments while Rowan goes and tends to an injury.
We're having technical
It's a
difficulties.
technical difficulties thing, yeah.
Hey, rolling
So,
for dance ability.
As
Nice.
oh god. As you where's the dice rolling chart? I'm on the wrong turn. That's why. Dice rolling.
Yeah, that's rolling for dancing.
Fergus is like, let's dance, and they start doing incredibly sexual dancing, and Fergus is just like,
Aww. He just does his best to ignore that.
he's doing
part.
sort of quite happy dad dancing style, and these two girls are drawing attention from everyone else around, shall we say?
Can we see this from the infirmary?
Yes. You can see it from the entrance to the infirmary. You can definitely see this.
And then he waves to you.
Fergus is just oblivious, just like,
Oh, jeez, actually, that's
It's like when you're like at a pantomime and like the guys just wave to the audience as they just do a cheery dance.
Or he's just gonna deadpan stare at him and then just shake his head
There you go,
slowly.
as you're trying to treat the elf you're trying to treat, and currently, as I said, is missing several fingers on one hand and is missing most of their other arm. They seem to just be staring into space in front of them. They don't seem to react at all to your healing.
Can I examine them to see if they have been? Can I examine the hand gingerly to see if the fingers have been bitten off?
Yes. Roll awareness. I imagine you could tell that from awareness rather than anything else.
Dot D20, isn't it?
The crit 20. Oh god damn!
23.
23, yes.
I blessed you with the power of dance!
You definitely can tell that these have indeed been bitten off, and several of them have massive bite marks all over them.
So all of these people need to get out of here and unfortunately need to be murdered because they've all been have they been initiated though? Have they been gone through the joining ritual?
You'd have to
Or
ask them and see what they say.
Yeah, Ruth's gonna ask you. Say, have you had your joining ritual?
The elf just sort of tilts its head towards you and is not sure what you're talking about.
See, that just makes Ruth goes, no, you've not had your joining ritual. Therefore, all of you are all ghouls now, or
All of them, or
well, anyone that's been bitten.
how do you know? How do we know they've been bitten specifically?
Bitten or ingested the blood of a darkspawn will give you a sickness.
I believe they also...
Very few people recover from it on their own.
Yeah.
Grey Wardens can recover from it fine. They're not affected by the blood.
Do I remember right? Do Darkspawn cover their weapons in their blood? I can't remember.
It's up to them, really. It's not in game anyway.
So check for bites, or if they ingested it, which is hard to tell.
Yeah. Mostly it's like through like fighting, because they scrap as well. There's little genlocks that are like little goblin-like, and they like tend to scrap. And there's also like roguish ones called shrieks that do pop out from the dark, stab you.
I like this very dark thing happening in the infirmary, and right outside there's just like Fergus and his bitches.
Ruth's just like having a bit of a panic, going, I need to go talk to Yevon. So he's gonna come quickly walking back to his office. You didn't put the elves through the joining ritual, did you?
Evan just sort of looks up at it from the maps he's studying and goes, literally I asked, can any of them fight? And if they can't fight, they can go free, and half of them went and picked up a sword, and I was like, great, you're over there. And then they all kind of, apart from the two that came back, they've all kind of, not come back, as it were.
Yeah, because they've all contracted the taint. So they're all dying slowly, or going to
he just sort of sighs and goes, wonderful. Well, I guess that's all of them dead then.
Do you want me to try and see if any of them have actually made it? Or can make it?
I suppose whatever you can do would be appreciated.
I mean, if we get them to if we have a join, if we have a joining, I admit I know a little bit more about your order than I'd care to admit, but I know that the joining ritual may be able to save some of them who aren't too sick, but...
Well, he strokes his beard and goes, well, you're all due a joining, aren't you? Right.
Yes, but it can also kill us.
I'll set one up for shortly, yeah. He sort of picks up a small bell on the table and rings it, and a very attentive-looking human runs into the room and goes, and snaps to a very sharp salute. And he goes, you don't need to salute me. Just get the joining ritual stuff. We're going to do a ritual later on. And this very youngish recruit just snaps again a very sharp salute and runs out the door again.
I just said.
I'll inform the rest of my group and see if any of them.
You just hear him absently kind of go, get your affairs in order, you mean? No, that's fine. You do that and we'll do a joining later on, that'll be fine.
Fuck. Ruth just wanted to save some people who didn't actually mean them as well.
It's finally time.
It's finally time. Ruth's just gonna like heavily like leave. Like he's like slowly dragging his feet around because he's like, shit. I've got to.
Man, that's a wonderful
Die.
day.
Yeah. Do I see it? I'm just gonna ignore Fergus right now.
See you later.
Walking out of the room once again, you see this very happy dancing fabricant.
I'm the happiest I've ever been in my whole life.
Fergus, shut up!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I was wherever Wraith was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of vaguely tagged along in the background. You know?
Fergus, go find Juniper and Wraith and bring them to the cart for a moment, will you? I'll wait there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Juniper and Wraith have found the tent where the sort of it's away from everything else. There's a sort of a big, quite a large, maybe like 20-30 meter gap between the edge of the camp and where these several Tevinter tents are all set up. And as Fergus arrives, it looks like Wraith and Juniper were considering which tent to look at.
Oh, Fergus, what are you doing here? I thought you were dealing with those elves.
I did. We had a great dance party.
Okay. Well, we were just finding the Tevinter. Juniper and Anna here. I've got something of a plan, actually, to perhaps waylay these men.
Yeah.
I was thinking perhaps we would send them on the route that we've just come from.
Ooh.
And, well, we know what's back there.
Ah.
So, at least that way we won't dirty our hands and we won't dirty the camp either with anything going on. I mean, obviously these tents are very flammable and the temptation's always there, but not this time.
Mm-hmm.
Which
You can just
which way did
imagine
you
like a
come from?
hamster wheel going around in his head as he's
Which way
just
did
like
you guys
nodding
come
at you.
from? What's back there?
Oh, well, all manner of darkspawn and nasty things, really.
Fun stuff. Alright,
Oh, yeah, and that earthquake we set off.
fair enough.
Fergus, don't say too much. We should leave the surprise for these gentlemen in these tents.
Ah, yeah. Oh, by the way, we might be in a pickle.
Oh?
Like, you know, Rowan has. Oh, sorry. Ruth. It's
Ruth,
Ruth.
yeah.
Sorry, I get the names mixed up.
One of these
You know how Ruth is usually very grumpy?
Mm-hmm.
Now she's super grumpy and needs all of us to hear it.
Well, I can imagine all this talk of elves and slaves and these Tevinter coming in here and acting as they are. That'll get her back up.
Yeah.
His back up, even.
Did I actually hear anything about a joining ritual at all? I suppose
Can
I
we even
wouldn't.
do a
do
joining
that.
ritual on you?
You heard a little bit, but again, you just were too busy dancing at the time to really pay attention.
Fair enough. I think she might not like my dancing. And she's going to tell everybody.
Ruth's boy.
No. I'm sorry, I mixed up.
No, it's fine.
That's like a
I've made that
It's
mistake as
good.
well.
It is confusing because
Yeah.
Ruth is technically a gendered cis female name, but yeah.
It's
How about-
confusing just for me especially because I get those things mixed up in any sense.
No, it's because his full name is Ruthatherin, and
Ruthatherin.
Rufus is like his
Sorry,
short
sorry.
hand.
Okay,
What?
sorry.
How have I never heard this before?
What? Ruthatherin?
Ruthatherin.
It's actually a German city. It's actually a German town.
Ruthatherin.
Yeah.
No, that sounds Scottish.
Ruth.
Ruthatherin.
What is it?
Aye.
It's
Ruth.
Ruthatherin does sound quite Scottish now you said that.
it does. But it's yeah.
Ruthatherin. It's probably going like Ruthatherin or something like that for Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ruthenium.
Anyway, I think he might not like my dancing, and he's going to tell everybody.
Well, now's not really the time for dancing, Fergus. I'm sorry
Really,
to
because
tell you.
everybody's dancing over there. Like,
Just looks over, just points over, and there's still these two elves dancing with this quite large group of people just standing around them, just watching them.
Wraith grimaces at the impropriety of it all. And just says, well, I suppose the men need some way of blowing off some steam, but well, I think we're getting a little bit waylaid here. We should get rid of these Tevinter men. And well, did you?
should
find out
we...
something about what's happening with these elves afterwards.
Right.
Let's get to it, shall we?
Okay. We'll do the joining ritual thing later then.
Oh, that's coming up. Oh. Craven for a moment, thinking about the fact that this might mean death. Survived all this to get to here, and we'll see how the day ends. Oh well, let's try our luck with these Tevinter gentlemen. I'll take the lead. If anybody else is feeling confident with their bluffing skills or has a good lie in mind, maybe chip in, but here goes nothing. And Wraith pulls back the curtain or flap or whatever it is and pops his head and goes, good afternoon, good day.
At this point, you see what looks like two very, very rough-looking elves, and again, very tight collars. But they're wearing clothes this time, standing in front of another small sort of curtain covering thing, and they go. One of them goes, "Do you wish to speak to the master?"
Yes. I'm looking for whoever's in charge around here of this little group.
At this point, he just kind of tilts back and looks behind the curtain and goes, "He is busy at the moment."
Oh, well, I have important business. This involves their reason for being here. I'm sure they'll want to speak about it. Could you interrupt him, please?
You see him just sort of with a look of, and he goes, "Is it the winter business?"
You might say that.
He just leans down and goes, "Excuse me, Magister, there is the winter business out here." You just hear a kind of, and then there's a couple of seconds, there's a sound of what sounds like a sort of small scuffle, and then another elf runs out from behind the curtain, and the Magister walks through looking very angry, look at his face, and says, "This better be important, I was in the middle of something."
I can assure you it is of the utmost importance. It involves your mission here. I've news from the homeland that I need to pass on to you.
Oh, is it from the Archon?
Yes, of course.
Right, okay, what did the Archon say?
He has explicit orders that you must press forward on this route, and he pulls out a swath of paper and quickly sketches out like the path out of the camp and the direction they've come from. This will lead you on the route down towards the next few villages along. You need to pass through there. There are Grey Warden camps that also need to have slaves dropped off and some bargaining laid at their table. So the order is to set off today at the earliest opportunity.
He just sort of looks a bit kind of confused at what you're saying and goes, "Oh, if the Archon wants, then I suppose." And two, again, very semi-dressed elves run in and go, and he goes, "You two, take the details, I'll be slipping off until we leave." And he just goes back behind the curtain, and you hear the sound of basically another sound of something happening behind there, and then the sound of snoring after a couple of minutes. But there's two elves frantically looking at what you're doing, frantically looking at the map, trying to work out where you're pointing to. Like, where do you need to go?
Getting a separate piece of paper out, Wraith is going to draw another map that directs like a path away from, like off onto like into the bushes and stuff, and loops back around to this camp.
Could I roll foraging to find an actual map?
Well, this is for the purposes of getting the slaves, hopefully, away from that group at some point, because he's going to explain to them and say, "Okay, keep this to yourselves." And he looks at them and tries to gauge how broken are they? Are they completely, like, mentally gone and really under the thrall of this guy? Or is there some sense
They
of, like...
are very much under the thrall of this guy.
They're very docile little sheep.
They will do.
That's what happens when you're bred for servitude.
What they'll do is they'll go back and tell the master, "Oh look, we've been told to go like this," and he'll be like, "Excuse me, what the fuck?"
Irrespective, Wraith's soft heart means that he's going to draw this map for them and say, "Okay, your masters have been tasked with heading in this direction, and you've been tasked with leaving them in quietly at some point when, in the night, you can slip off and follow this map. This is a special objective for you, and the master back in Tevinter has given this, the Grand Master, the master of all masters. You must understand, and do not speak a word of dispute."
The Archon knows who I am?
Yes, he has great plans for each of you, but you must follow this explicitly. Come back here, loop back to this camp.
A couple of
And
them
make sure
take
they
looks
get
to each
this
other,
other
and most of them look quite terrified after the concept of the Archon knows who I am.
Yeah, you better be scared. If you tell anyone about this, even
There's a
your
big-
master, even each other, they
There's a
will be
begrudging
in
kind of like, well,
trouble.
we've got to use this fear factor here of like, well, yeah, that makes me trust that they'll actually follow the plan a little bit. So he's going
Yeah,
to pass
sure,
these
they'll-
over, and yeah.
They
once the
might
plan
never
is
be
laid
Grey
out-
Wardens, but you know they could be like squires or something.
What can I say
Messenger
but
boys.
yikes?
Yep.
so once it's all laid
Fire
out,
fights fire. All right. Listen.
turn to the group and just be like, okay, I think I've set them on the right course, or the wrong course as it may be. Well, shall we get back out to Ruth and... Oh, the joining. Yes, that's looming now.
All right.
How was yours, Anna? You seem to be hale and hearty.
Lawmaster, please.
You were.
This is paging Lawmaster.
You were 2 of 7.
2 of 7.
There were 7 of you and only 2 of you survived.
Oh, bloody hell.
Because
That's
there
not
is
good
a
odds.
50-50% chance that
Oh, jeez.
of survival or death. And if you try and flee during it, you will die. You will be murdered.
By Grey Wardens?
By Yevon.
or-
By Yevon.
It's a very
wow.
dark. It's a very dark thing. We're meant to be the good guys, but at the same time, we're kind of fucked up.
Yeah, we have to do. We have to drink a funny concoction potion.
There's a methods to it. It's like they don't turn down actual fighters if you just want to help fight the Darkspawn. But if you want to join the Grey Wardens and fight with a lot more chances, you need to drink this and be immune to the Darkspawn taint, which gives you a lot more push in the.
Is it an inoculation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It's
the
also-
old style of inoculation where they dip
Also-
a needle in pus of a smallpox infected
Also-
child and then stick it in you.
It's
Also think of
JoJo's
it.
as well, Darkspawn.
Also think of it as poisoned and Wolverine as the I can't say it. I can't say it. Michael.
Adamantine.
Adamantite.
I
That
always
Adamantium.
that poisoning him over time, because that's what you're generally you're basically drinking poison to gain a short-term advantage, but eventually you will lose your mind to the song of the taint and go to the deep roads, but there are no deep roads right now because they're all covered in darkspawn, and like fight to your last breath after about 30 years of serving.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's a little weird. Like, I could get like, oh, you need to have, if you want to get into the organization and get fired as a Grey Wards into the thick of it, you need to prove you can be immune to it and fight for it. But dying after 30 years kind of leaves you with a very bad retirement plan and, keeping your legacy as an organization forward.
most Grey Warden recruits come from like prisons and like death row. They're people that are given second chances to like defend humanity / all the other races.
Wow,
Also, in this variation, is shit's gone bad.
Yeah,
and it
Ferelden
kinda-
is completely fallen. It's all Ferelden is completely fallen.
all or nothing kind of situation.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that. Just okay. Wow, the Grey Wardens are a lot shittier than I remembered.
In game they are cool, but they're still a corrupt organization at the end of it from the books and stuff. The books
Right.
are very good as well. I do recommend them. They're fun little read. And there's comic books. There's comic books that like further lore for like other, like for Tevinter and things and other like regions and stuff. So it's fun. But they've moved away from the focus on Grey Wardens to like the Mage Templar dynamic and the
I always found
conflict
that.
between the elves and humans.
I always did find that
and
more
magic.
fun.
It's more realmed in the sphere of like how magic affects the world now, especially with the 3rd game and now with the 4th game coming out. It's all going to be chaos. Magic unbound.
I'm
Chaos,
still
you say.
wondering how this works for a Fabricant, though. Like, technically, I already got my inoculation.
You might just be like a Mabari.
For joining.
So they're all coming. Oh wait, I'll wait till Ryan comes back before you guys all come and meet Ruth. I get some bad news.
207.
We
Should
all
be
gotta write a
709.
will.
But
We
then
all
that's-
gotta write a will.
How? So is this going to be a we all except for me roll
for
a
you.
d20 if it's an even number you die, if it's an odd you live.
Or is it a case of a D? Just
D20 if it's 1 it's critical fail.
It's rolling 3d20 and
3d20.
yeah,
What?
and any crit fails are, well, you can probably guess, but any crit successes can also nullify this. So
Okay.
Okay, so we don't throw that one with guns.
if
We don't know.
it's think of it kind of like an explosives roll.
Okay.
There's the sort of lead.
One of the lights has gone haywire. I'm having a party.
I was wondering if you were just celebrating the fact that you don't have to go through the joining ritual or not.
I mean that too. That's a very good point.
I thought that at first. I didn't notice the light, so that's what I thought at first. And then I looked again and I saw the light.
It's a celebratory. My character won't die from this dance.
Because I like these guys.
I don't have to roll 3d20s.
Damn.
I like these
God
guys,
damn
though.
it.
I don't want them to die.
That's what happens with the joining. You don't know. That's what happens. Okay, so you guys have all come back to the car.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid our time may have drawn to an end, friends.
At this point, you
acquaintances.
notice all the sort of 2 elves that were remaining, and all the sort of people who also have bite injuries being led up to what looks like up to the sort of main hall area.
I am assuming that is our cue. Let us briefly.
Yikes.
Does anybody have any affairs to get in order that they can hand off to Manny?
He rummages in his little bag and pulls out a little teddy bear and gives it to Manny.
Aw.
If you could give that to Gloria if you ever see her, that'd be really nice.
What's that?
I'll be honest, I'm trying to look on the bright side here on 50-50 chances. I can only hope we'll make it through.
My kin won't give a crap anyway, either way, so.
Well, yes, ultimately I don't have much to give other than that chattering horse skull over there on the cart. That's all yours, Manny, if you want it.
Is it unfair of me to say it's alright? You don't really have to worry about retirement anyway.
No, because you'll
Accurate.
probably take our stuff and redistribute it amongst you anyway.
Probably.
Wraith, we know this line. We do this.
True, very true. Well, there's nothing for it. Shall we join the procession and prepare ourselves?
Junie, are you ready?
For
She's
what?
just been batting at that chord for the last 4 hours now. It's while we've been wandering around doing shit.
Junie, I'm afraid we're gonna have to drink something that is going to probably taste vile.
Have you
But
ever
you're going
heard?
to have to drink it.
Have you ever heard the term "whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger"?
That's a-
This appears to be the literal interpretation of that. We may each become more powerful than we'd imagined at sensing darkspawn and such, or, well, we won't see tomorrow.
I'm going to.
There is no comprehension in her
yeah.
eyes.
Ruth's just gonna look at her and be like, just drink the soup.
Just drink the soup,
When they
and then
offer it
we'll
to
give you a knife afterwards or something. There you go. You'll get a kitchen knife. How many
Okay.
knives do you still have in that set of kitchen knives?
I think it's not a set of kitchen knives, it was a bandolier of knives, and I've got... Actually, I think I've got it written down.
As long as you have some left, you can promise
I do
one
have some
in
left
return.
because I had like 7, and I hadn't given her one for ages.
You get a
Despite
knife
the
if you drink the
gimme
bad
hands
soup.
at basically every opportunity.
Yeah, but every opportunity. I'm gonna have to look through my notes, but I can't look at it. I can't see it.
I'm
Right
sure you've probably got one.
now. Yeah.
There's still a few at least.
I could probably just find her a scalpel.
I'm not going to try and celebrate unless we all survive afterwards, because, like, I know the moment I go, like, oh, yeah, we're good, everyone's gonna die afterwards. That's my reckoning.
Oh,
Yeah, don't tempt it.
right.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to-
let's get
Whenever
this
anyone's
session on the
mentioning,
plane.
dying of, do or die or whatever, I'm going to casually lay my hand on the butt of my crossbow because someone's got to do it.
Right, let's join this procession then.
As
Just,
you
like,
you sort
glumly
of
walk.
join the back of the group, it goes in, and as you sort of wander in, you're seeing that the two elves that Fergus was dancing with are still dancing off to the side of the tent. And as Yevon walks around, he goes, why are all of you just watching this? If you want them to do something, they'll probably take coin. Now fuck off. And he walks into the. He looks quite annoyed when he walks into the hall.
I'm gonna take the two dancing elves aside and assign them some duties around camp. Sweeping the paths or something,
The paths. Okay.
or scrubbing the tents with toothbrushes, that sort of thing. Something
Okay,
that'll just
give them proper
make them look
gloves.
busy.
Give him
Put them in
proper
the
gloves.
laundry room.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
why do you give them toothbrushes? They're not soldiers. That's what you do to punish them.
All right, okay, all right, fine. They can go
young ladies.
join the. They can go join the camp cooks or something, or laundry, or messengers.
Basically,
Whatever.
whatever you tell them to do, they just nod and do. They don't question you.
Yeah.
It's because they're slaves. It's not because you're big and strong.
I am an intimidating presence with my 3 strength.
Yep. All right.
It's the weight of character.
Yes. It's a good way of putting it. The weight of character.
I'll give you each a little nod as I walk out with these two elves.
So as you walk into the hall, there is currently 4 what looks like quite older-looking Grey Wardens standing at the back. There's a large silver chalice. There's Yevon, who seems to be making something in what looks like some sort of small cauldron. And there is the 6 or 7 of the injured people that have actually made it. Apparently there was more offered, and some of them just sort of went, no, and they went out the back door. They've not really reappeared since then, but they went out the back door.
Yeah, you need to hunt them down later. Before they turn.
I don't think that will be necessary.
Okay.
So yes, would any of you, Yevon sort of ladles what looks like a thick black something into the silver chalice and says, right, I guess we better get started then. Does anyone have any words they'd like to say?
Don't you have any words?
At this point he just goes, well, yeah, but it's always good to give the floor so we don't interrupt the ceremony,
It's been
Right,
an
well-
interesting journey with the lot of you. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself and the world itself, and the nature of things, and how far things can go.
If I don't make it, burn me.
You guys are my best friends.
Junie is beginning to pick up on bad vibes and has started hugging Ruth around the waist. Claws are being
He's
used.
just gonna. He's like, well, he's got all the layers, so he should be fine. He's just gonna wrap an arm around her and just stroke her head gently. It's like, it's all right, Jodie. It's all right.
Wraith gives Fergus a little friendly punch on the arm and goes, "Oh, you're a good friend too, Fergus."
That's
You
dangerous.
too, and then he just punches you, which is
Proper Nick Cage and Wicker Man right
it
hook.
is the most friendliest punch you've gotten from him.
Well, that's
So fucking hard.
that's yeah. I was gonna say that's not a difficult bar to clear.
It's got like a dead arm. Just like, oh.
It's not at your face, and that's why you're kind of all right with it.
Oh, well,
And then he like hugs you, like.
I suppose you can get started, Yevon.
Yevon nods to the other Grey Wardens that are there. They light some candles around the edge, and Yevon goes, "Right, now let me think. What were the words again? Aye. Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand against. Join us as we carry the duty that can't be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten, and that one day we shall join you." And he just looks around and goes, "Who's first?"
Stepping forward and straightening up, Ray says,
All right.
"Well, I've lived my whole life dealing with life and death. I might as well face it. I'll take this first gulp."
Okay.
Or just like bumps his head and like. Just like past you. Like, just ruins your entire.
All the gravitas of the moment sucked away instantly.
Like holding on to Junie and just face palms. Fucks.
Alright, Fergus, roll me some d20 then. Let's see how this
Okay,
goes.
it's 3d20.
3d20.
Alright,
Come back
if
by
I
now.
die, I die.
Best of luck.
I'm good! I think.
You take them, Fergus kind of... He collapses onto the floor and starts bubbling. Or there's a strange bubbling sound coming from Fergus. And Yevon just looks on the floor and goes, I think he's fine. He just taps you with his foot and he goes, "You'll be fine. You'll be
Turns into
fine."
an octopus.
I've caught back by now, and I'll drag him off to one side, put him on a bench or something.
You drag him off to one side. You go, "Does he have any signs, Anna?" And Anna sort of looks him over and goes, "No, he seems to be fine."
It turns into a giraffe.
It's probably fine.
It turns into a giraffe and headbutts Anna in the stomach.
Yep, he just sort of violently twitches a bit and is like, "Right, well, he's fine. I take it you're next then." He just gestures towards Wraith.
Oh, I suppose so. I guess let's get on with it.
Oh, I like these guys. Oh, come on. Oh.
Wraith collapses, twitches violently. His eyes go pure white, but after a couple of minutes, he sort of comes to. He sits up. He looks even more pale than normal for Wraith.
Is that possible?
He's translucent.
White as a sheet.
Can now actually count the veins and blood vessels in his arms.
Yep.
Ruth doesn't
Before it was
quite,
just the backs of his hands.
Ruth doesn't quite trust Junie to like do it like on her own, so they're gonna approach together. And
Probably for the best.
share the goblet quickly,
Okay.
one after the other. So, but Ruth will go first.
Okay. Ruth, go. Okay. Again, Ruth judders violently. Her eyes go white. She doesn't lose her balance. But after a couple of minutes, these very slight sort of black vein outline seems to fade, and Ruth comes back to consciousness.
I'm dragging a couple of the elves around as well. You know, depending on which pile they fall into.
Hang on, let's do a couple of the elves. Actually, no, we'll do Junie first because it was all done together. So Junie.
Not the elf dancers. They're not here for Grey Wardens.
No, but there's some other elves. The ones that
Jenny is emboldened by the fact that everyone seems to have done it and they're all fine. So she just does a little lick, and
Oh,
I don't know if that is how I do it.
let's dot roll.
Dot 3. I did dot 3.
I did slash.
Dot roll
Slash
3d20.
Oh, it's slash. Sorry, slash works. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
There's a
please.
space between roll and 3d20.
Oh, Jesus
I do
Christ.
slash roll myself.
Right.
I didn't roll at all.
There we go.
Can we
Natural
Oh,
one.
please let Judy get a reroll. I love Judy.
Come on, please. Please.
All right, do a roll. Do one more roll. Let's see how it goes.
Come out.
Please,
No,
I'm
no, we can cope with Junie
Junie.
going, so let's do one more roll. See how Junie gets on.
Do I roll or
Just do
Yes,
a
yes.
normal D20 roll.
a d20?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Come on, Junie.
Is there a 50-50 on this roll?
It's slightly weighted
Oh, no,
against, but we'll see how it goes.
God damn it!
Right. What the hell is?
You're killing us here, Aaron. You're
Oh
killing
my
us.
God.
Slash roll,
The
slash
suspension.
Slash roll d20. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Space
Jesus
Station.
Christ. I'm panicking.
So am I.
Oh no!
roll. No, it's a 1. It's not a 1.
It's not a 1.
It's not one.
She's just out of commission for a bit, or just slightly psychotic now.
Let's have a one.
Oh no.
Come on.
Let's see.
Come on.
It's true.
Come on, you're so tough.
You're gonna live, but you're gonna have
Oh my fucking god!
Because the way he's rolling.
I think
That's an error. Oh, for fuck's
I
sake.
will actually hurt you.
This is killing me. This has been like 5 rounds now.
I'm wondering what the consequences
Why
are.
did you
That's what I'm
edit
wondering.
it? Why did you edit it?
Because I thought it might fix it.
Oh god. Slash roll d20.
Sorry.
This is killing me. This is actually killing me.
Can I roll? Can I just roll?
Oh god.
There we go.
It's
Marcus got an 8.
It's a
Juniper violently convulses. Violently convulses. To the point that all of her daggers start falling out of her pockets.
There's a lot of them. This takes some time.
fucking luck.
Can I do I kill you? This is the
This
question.
is brutal.
Oh.
Do you want to see real Junie? Will that help?
No emotional manipulation of the DM.
But he shows his cat all the time.
I
That's
do.
always cool.
Yes.
He's the DM. He's allowed to show his cat.
We knew this moment was coming.
we knew
Ju-
someone
Junie
could
is
die.
Junie is unconscious on the floor. Hasn't woken up yet.
Oh, she's unconscious.
She's unconscious on the floor. Hasn't responded to anything else.
Oh no, we
When
comatized
dragged
her.
across the room by Anna, she's non-responsive. Her eyes won't open.
She's comed.
Oh, she's stuck in the fade.
A fate worse than death.
It is actually, because
No.
I guess
there's
it depends
ways of
on your
getting into the fade for
personal
mages.
beliefs and opinions,
Right.
but
How-
most people would say.
I
How
need
easy
to, right, I
is
need
it
to
to
roll
so-
a lot of dice for the rest of the group. They're not you lot, so that's why there's a bunch of dice better to be rolled.
okay.
Why couldn't any of those dice have been Junie?
We're actually we're
Christ.
gonna need more. We're gonna need lyrium and we're
Actually,
gonna
that's a
need
good-
maybe
that's a good
another
story
mage.
point. We could do that next time. That would actually work.
You know
Go
what?
find Julie in the fate.
The quest to save the cat.
That yeah, because that's immediately Ruth's thought. If she's not waking up, it's because she's trapped.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably did get fucking lost, let's be honest.
Two of the 6 people that joined, surprisingly, only 2 of them turned. Which is not bad odds, all things considered.
I guess
Then we
we're
can go
not,
get
we're not
Junie.
we're not doing coin flips though, so it's yeesh. We've got a bit more
so-
odds on our favour.
So, everyone apart from those 2 elves, which are both dead now, seems to have gone through it fine. Though Junie is still not woken up and is non-reactive.
Ruth is very concerned. He's like all over this.
How are we feeling after that? Like, because it
Pretty,
took us a great
pretty out of it, I would imagine.
You're feeling kind of like you've been hit by a truck.
So
Yeah.
every day. So like every day for Ruth.
But surprisingly feeling no better or worse than ever. So yeah.
Oh, Fargus just coughs up like a fluff ball. Just
Fluff
like
ball
a,
it's very dark and very sticky.
yeah, and it's like pumping like a heart a little bit. Like, he's like put off by it. He's like, ugh.
I think
All right.
Wraith kind of coming to his senses on the ground and looking around, and, like, noticing that most of us seem to be moving. Is, oh, did we all make it? And he starts getting up with his staff and looks over and sees Juniper. Oh, did Juniper not make it? And he hobbles over to have a closer look and check
At
her
this
sort
point,
of
the
status.
two elves that were killed are slowly dragged out of the room by some of the Grey Wardens of the room. He's like, well, you're all Grey Wardens now. He's
Junie,
looking
wake
at
up.
Junie like not sure if he should do something about it or just let it go.
She's alive. She's breathing. She's just not waking up. She's. Wraith, I
Yeah,
think
but
she's
we've got to
trapped.
do something about this.
I think she's trapped.
Trapped
Well,
where?
The
Well,
Fade.
what are you advising we try?
Well, there must be something. The Grey Wardens must have documents or something. What happens when
yeah.
somebody simply passes out? And
We need. We need
Normally you
mages.
thump them until they wake up, but
No, that's not going to work with the Fade. Her mind is trapped in the Fade. Her essence. Her soul.
Uh-huh.
that
Somewhere
sounds
in the
pretty
Fade.
terminal to me.
Somewhere in the
you-
Fade, all you can hear is.
In the Fade, no one can hear you.
Fade
meep.
out of this weird
But
dreamscape.
you have some magic, so you have some ability to control what's around you. You just have to watch out for demons.
Oh, you know,
Pretty
just
good at
that.
being stealthy, at least. So
Can I like?
Because you've got shape shifting, have you not?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
like
you've got
to-
some magic, so you should.
like to imagine that
you
you're
can
just-
control some of the Fade. Yeah.
Is
I like to
the
imagine
Fade
it just-
dagger, is the Fade dagger on the floor next
Yeah,
door?
the Fade dagger is on the floor.
Can I like
Just kidding.
pick it up and put it into our little paws, like the handle?
It's like little Snow White.
Little fucking demonic Snow White.
Yeah. He like puts a little dagger in her paws. Like, I think she'd like it if she had a dagger with her before we get her out.
I know it doesn't-
actually quite sweet of you, Fergus. I'm
Yeah.
I know it doesn't make much
Yeah.
sense, but I like to imagine that all these demons aren't really interested in Junie because they're like, well, it's clearly also a demon. Look, it's got spiky ears and it's a weird shape. It's got fur all over it. It must be one of us.
I wish to believe that Junie gets the Fade dagger in her hand at that moment, like, whoop. Just like,
She will be able to summon because it's ethereal, so it's not like everything. She could summon like a weapon, but it's her will that she's fighting with. So she's just like manifesting like her will into the form of,
Wolverine
like, a...
claws.
yeah, she could do that exactly. But if regular, unless you're magical, you can't control or use will. Regular Joes just sleep and dream, but they can be possessed by demons.
I think
Doesn't
Junie
matter.
has a lot of willpower.
Yeah.
Not particularly towards anything. It's just there.
it's like
Agreed.
Chaotic will.
when the abyss looks into the abyss, and the abyss looks back into the abyss, and the abyss looks back into the abyss.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Pretty much.
I mean, you are a void, aren't you?
She is a void. She is a void.
Well,
She's got fucking daggers for fingers.
we're gonna need mages, and we're gonna need a lot of lyrium.
Oh,
At this point, you hear, did somebody
Convenient.
say Illyrium? And Tevinter pops in the head and he's like, no, out.
I'm gonna.
Just gonna look at you, Evan, and be like, we might need to do this.
I like kind of. Is the winter still in the tent?
He's just poked his head back out again.
That's very convenient, actually.
in the hall. In the hall.
Fergus was just about to throw the dagger at him. I fucking fell.
No.
I'm gonna
We're
stride.
not in any condition to fight.
I'm gonna stride up to the Tevinter, grab him by the shoulder, and I'm gonna walk him back to his tent, and we're gonna have some words on the way back. And
Hi, Anna.
I'm gonna make some words, maybe say a few things, a couple promises, but I'm probably not gonna keep. You know, possibly a couple of exchanges of things for ideas and assistance. As I walk him back to his tent, perhaps relating to the lyrium problem he's had, and our capacity to get some in exchange, perhaps for services rendered.
Okay.
We wouldn't need to take much. The cart money ourselves.
Are you
Okay.
bargaining away our shit?
No,
For a second. Okay, for a
I'm
second. I thought
bargaining
you were-
away our services.
Okay. It's like, you don't get to manhandle our money. He's not yours.
I know he's not yours.
It's our money.
It's our money.
We're not selling him.
No.
We're just, using his ability to drive a cart to drive us to where we need to go. Also, because I think Yevon would actually kill this guy if we asked him to talk to Yevon. So, sorry, Mr. Tavinta, but you would die. Yevon is very unhappy with you.
So as the area fades of Ruth running around frantically shouting, "We need lyrium and mages." And Junie is snoring quite loudly.
Yeah. He binds a little fey dagger in her little paw and carries her around with everyone.
Oh,
I like to think that she's like dead silent, but got that kind of glazed over cat eye where it's like the second eyelid is like half over, like probably blabbing a little bit, like.
I figure we close your eyelids just so you aren't looking at us.
Yeah, just so that nobody's freaked out by it. It's like, yeah.
With like
it's fine.
half-lidded second eye, like.
Just a slight nudge.
Finally, you can bubble around her a little bit, like a normal cat.
Yeah, Ruth's too ornery for that. He's just like, no, respect. She's my friend.
Fargus is like.
We all could have died, and she's the only one who's not woken up yet. I'm worried.
Meanwhile, Fargus is just playing with her behind him.
Just twiddling the paws back and forth, and just
doing a little dance.
Ruth's like growing more and more like his face is just like
Mr. Loud
enraged. It's just like more and more.
If
The
he
brows
wasn't
are just getting
genuinely
lower and lower.
fast asleep, I would make him dance right now. But he's genuinely fast asleep on my leg.
Fargus just stops looking at your face. You go to
Stop manhandling Juniper.
All right. Well, we will, as the sort of franticness to get into the fade continues. We will continue this next time.
Could I possibly, just after I've had my words with the Tavinta Magister, I'd like to have some a quiet word with Yevon, call in a couple of favors, and or pay him off with some whatever it is I can scrounge, just to give us, a couple of weeks off, perhaps. I don't know how long it'll take us to get to Orsamar or wherever it's called.
Orsamar's in the
Town.
middle, well, not the middle, in the sort of side of
The
Ferelden.
top of the
So
Frostbite, yeah.
it's pretty much been overrun for a while.
How long would it take to travel to the area where their bandits are causing them troubles?
Bandits?
I thought they were bandits raiding their supply convoys, or is it just
No,
that
it's just the fact that it's just
overrun?
it's overrun. The doors to Orzammar have been famously shut for a while to stop people getting in, also the Darkspawn getting in. But nobody knows whether Orzammar is still continuing as normal or whether Orzammar is lost.
Is it bolted onto the side of Ferelden?
No, it's underground. It's under a mountain.
Yes, there's
Oh.
the dwarfs' homeland.
The dwarfs. It's one of the dwarfs' homelands. There's two. There's Cal Sharok as well, but they don't get on. There's Cal Sharok
Fancy
and there's
that.
Orzammar. Yeah, they don't get on.
People not getting on? My God.
In Dragon Age,
Who could have
can.
foreseen?
Cal Sharok is very secretive. They make they're before Orzammar was decimated by or taken over by the Darkspawn. that one barely made any contact with anybody, and if you didn't follow their instructions to the letter, they cut off completely. They cut off contact completely and left you in the middle of the deep roads, going, right, okay, guess we're not having a deal. They're very secretive.
So, yeah, because Yevon probably wouldn't even give half of the time of day to Vinter, but he might do it to me. He might agree to let us make a small party just to see what we can do, see if we can cheat and lie some lyrium out of the Magisters.
Right, well, next time might be you sourcing lyrium for the first half, and then we do the fade at the end. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It depends also what Yevon says.
Yeah.
You know, it's all in his hands. I'm on my knees. I'm like, come on, Yevon, please. This cat is really cute, and also not actually that bad a fighter, even though it looks, like a cat. Come on.
Just looking at the floor with this unconscious, mostly just sort of drilling cat, with all these like 5 or 15 or 30 knives lying around her.
Probably more like 50 at this point.
We should probably pack those away so she doesn't. She's going to count them. You know she will.
There's at least 4 butter knives in there. It's a mess. She's not really going towards pointiness. I think she just likes the collection,
She's the kleptomaniac. Of shiny
There's a lot of
knives.
really cheap, shitty ones, as well as some nice ones.
Like
we
a
should get her,
fade dagger.
We should get her a knife pack, so she can put all the knives in it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. She'll still collect more and stash them everywhere. Doesn't matter.
Maybe just like a velvet roll. You know how you get lockpicks?
Yeah.
She has one of those. She has a bandolier of knives.
She does have a bandolier.
No,
of
not
knives.
bandolier, like a roll.
Oh,
Like a roll, just to put all her knives in. Because think about how quiet she is. If she's that quiet with 50 knives jingling around in her robe, think about how quiet she'll be if there's none, except one.
well, when she wakes up, we can we can
be
buy
like,
her
"Here, we
one."
got you a
can-
present.
Yeah, exactly. You've been sleeping for a while, and we got you a present.
We'll get her
a
It's
really
sharp.
long nap.
It's sharp.
Are we going
15
to
knives. Well,
Are we going to have a change of scene every so often, where we sort of change to the Juniper's point of view or whatever? And she's got to just and today in Juniper's world, nothing much is happening. There was
It depends
the
because
fog was slightly foggier.
As we
yeah.
sort of
Extra
fade,
foggy was a sleeping tree.
as we fade out and
Hey,
find
colour.
Juniper in a world to herself, sitting in a tree, quite happy, looking around, going, "How did I get
tree
here?
come from?"
Oh well." It's just been quite content.
And then spots a bird and the eyes go huge and the butt starts wiggling.
where did the tree come from? Where did the bird come from?
No questions.
No,
Judy
just bird.
exists.
No questions, just cat.
Yep.
Is it just Beelzebub from Hellshaker? You're in the void and you just make things out of the void?
She's there I want to sleep. Manifests a fucking bed.
A bed 50 times bigger than any bed she's ever had, but just is quite so happy of bed. Doesn't care.
Sprawled out diagonally.
Extremely fluffy, of course, and soft, with
Imagine-
billions of pillows.
Imagine if we brought her back and she's like, "Why did you bring me back to this hell? Everything is lesser. I had so much back there."
I do think she'll start to miss people after a while, and when she's not distracted by bird or sleep or stab the random leaf, she'll be because where are people?
I genuinely just like the idea that she's got a bird that she can just kill, and then when she loses interest, it just comes back to life. So she can chase it again.
Oh dear, she's either crying, sleeping, or chasing a bird.
Or eating.
Real sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hacking up a hairball.
Yep. Oh dear. Well,
Decapitating a tree. Dead sapling. Sorry, it's all scratched up now.
I'm just gonna have a week.
Biting a demon's leg.
I'm just gonna have a week of trying to come up with weird and wonderful things that could be in Juniper's subconscious now. Oh God! All right.
She tries to make people. I just want them to be fact smiles and something, just really silly ones.
All right. Well, we will continue that next week. So yeah, that's the end of this week's Dark Tide. It is very short as well. But yes, thank you very much for watching along, folks. Our next streams will be tomorrow night. Mr. Craig is back with his Everlasting Tales, which has Amy and Eden in it. The D&D style project. Tuesday is Deep Rock with myself and Mr. Tom, who's currently away from keyboard. And then afterwards I'm doing some more indie horror. Wednesday is Rat Run, which is our TTRPG again, which is our cyberpunk mouse guard adventure, which has Mr. Helking, top corner over there.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday is more indie horror with myself. Friday again is more satisfactory with myself, Mr. Tom and Mr. Zeph. Afterwards, hopefully some ghost watching if we have people up for it. Not sure if we will again after things got in the way this week. Then Saturday is Elden Ring with myself and Eden.
Indeed.
And Ray and Meow. And then next Sunday will hopefully be more Dark Tide. So yeah, busy week, but hopefully be a bunch of good streams for everyone to enjoy. So yes, we will raid out as ever. But before that, has anyone got anything they wish to add before we stop?
Thanks for really not being dead.
Thank God.
Yeah, we
Thank
all
you.
got pretty lucky. I think that should be noted.
Mm.
Let's see
Those
that
dice
next
rolls.
time.
Yeah. All right. Well, as Tom returns, we are just going to wind up. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching along today. We'll catch you all next time. Till then, let's go raid and echo. So yeah, take care, folks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.